My injury was during my junior year track season. I knew it was serious when I just finished a 400-meter leg of a relay, and I could hardly even walk up the steps without bracing myself against the railing. So at that point, I decided to go to an orthopedist, and he took a couple x-rays, asked me about the pain, and pretty quickly and confidently said, "Your body just isn't made to be able to handle running." And this came after 3 seasons of cross country and 3 seasons of track. So it kind of hit me hard at first, but then I decided that I was either going to prove him wrong or I was going to prove him right. I was either going to prove him wrong, that I was going to be able to get back to running, or I was going to prove that he was right, that there was absolutely no possible way that I could get back to running, regardless of how much work I put into it, regardless of how good the doctor was. A distant cousin of mine was a retired physical therapist and knew of Ravi and recommended that I go see him. So I went up and had a consultation, and he said, "Yeah, some of those things that the orthopedist said about your hips being a little bit different and your knees having a strange joint is true, but just look at Usain Bolt. The guy had scoliosis and he was the best in the world." He said, "I have a lot of high-level athletes that perform excellently every day, and they have the exact same characteristics in their joints and their legs and everything as you do. And so I think I can get you back to what you were able to do before." At that point, we started the True Coach, which is how he would give me remote programming. He would give me something to do every day, and then he would also check in and say, "Hey, how's the knee feeling? Do you have anything else that you're concerned about?" And sometimes I would say, "Yeah, my calves are a little bit tight. Can we work that into the program?" And sure enough, the next time I would get a new set of programming, he'd put something in there for the calves or my quads or whatever. So my injury happened in late April. Fast forward to August or so, I was finally able to go back to practicing with my team. At that point, I told myself, okay, with as far as I've come right now, if I could just get back to the point where I was doing a full schedule, running every day, being with my team and competing, I'd be happy with that, even if I don't get back to the PRs. But throughout the entire time, I had 2 things going for me. One was the physical therapy that I was doing every day to make sure that my legs and knees were conditioned. Another thing that I had going for me was some training and videos, things that Ravi gave me to be able to understand why I was getting injured in the first place.
You got hurt because of all of the pre-existing conditions that you were dealing with, all the load that your body couldn't handle to begin with.
That's where RIR comes into play. RIR stands for reps in reserve.
I started competing with my team that season. I was doing okay, but it really mattered towards the end of the season when it would determine whether I was really in that good of a shape that I could pull off the PRs. So in late October, early November, it was time for the region and state races to determine if I was in that kind of shape. And at the region meet, I finished 3rd, the best I'd ever finished, with a 22nd PR. And I also moved myself among the top 5 runners that my school has ever had. And then at the state race, I also finished strong, even though there was some inclement weather there.